Today we'll look at the meanings of the first four slokams of Krishnaashtakam. A little bit of overview on Krishnaashtakam. Now, if you search the internet, a lot of people say the composer of Krishnaashtakam was Adi Shankaracharya. But in the Upanyasam that I listened to from Velakudi Swamin, he was saying more that the composer was some unknown rishi from some of the Puranas. It's an ashtakam, so which means ashtakam. Ashta in Sanskritam means 8. So there are 8 slokams. So any ashtakam stotram will always have 8 slokams. So Krishnaashtakam is 8 slokams on Lord Krishna. So for example, Ranganatha Ashtakam is 8 slokams on Sri Ranganatha. So these are 8 slokams on Sri Krishna plus 1/9 slokam is Palasruti, which is more what is the benefit of chanting the stotra. So it's an ashtakam. Now, because it's an ashtakam, it's a very short stotram of 8 slokams. So it's important that once you learn it, that you memorize it by heart. And the words are very easy to pronounce as opposed to some of the other stotrams. So it's very important that you should memorize the stotram by heart and not look at the text while you read it. Now, memorizing by heart is important for 2 reasons. One, when you chant from memory, your mind can be focused on God. So you can visualize his beautiful form, attributes, and qualities. And especially with Krishnaashtakam, it talks a lot about his beautiful form. So you can visualize that as you say it if you memorize it by heart, right? Second very important reason to memorize it by heart is that it enables you to chant while you do your daily activities. So for example, you can chant while you're cooking, while you're driving, or while you go on your walk. So it keeps the mind focused on God, even while going about your day-to-day worldly activities. You're practicing the presence of God as you go about your daily activities. And importantly, it keeps your mind from wandering to unnecessary thoughts and worries. For this to happen, you need to be able to recite it by heart without looking at the text. So those are the important reasons that we should try to memorize it by heart. Now, the Krishnaashtakam is a very good stotram for doing what's called Roop Dhyan meditation on Lord Krishna. There are different forms of meditation. You can meditate on light, you can meditate on your breath. One of the most easiest way is called Roop Dhyan meditation, which is you're meditating on the form of the Lord, on his attributes, on his gunas, on his leelas, etc. And Krishnaashtakam is a very good stotram for doing that Roop Dhyan meditation. So, because each slokam describes the various aspects of the Lord's beautiful form. So, if you memorize the words and understand the meaning, then as you chant, you can visualize the Lord. For example, when you say Charu Hasam, you focus on his beautiful smile because that's what that word is describing. So, why do we need to do this? By meditating and attaching our mind to the Lord, we are purifying our hearts and mind. Okay, let's look at the first slokam. Vasudeva sutam devam kamsachanura mardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum. So let's look at it word by word. Vasudeva sutam, the son of Vasudeva. So Lord Vishnu took avataram as Sri Krishna, who was born to Vasudeva and Devaki, who at that time were imprisoned in Mathura by Devaki's brother, the evil Kamsa. So now here, it's one thing you have to be careful, the pronunciation of 2 very similar words, Vasudeva and Vasudeva. So Vasudeva was Krishna's father's name. And because Krishna was the son of Vasudeva, he is called Vasudeva. But here, because it's saying Sutam, the son, you have to say Vasudeva Sutam. Devam. Devam means the highest god. So the meaning of the word Deva comes from the dhatu in Sanskritam of Divu Kridaha. That is the one who plays. So the one who plays by doing creation, maintenance, and destruction is Deva. He does all this through his Satya Sankalpa without any great effort. So Devam, the highest god. Now there's a significance as to why these 2 words, Vasudeva Sutam and Devam, are used right after each other and used together. Devam represents Paratvam, which in Sanskritam means superiority. Because the Lord is the Supreme Almighty. So he's Paratvam, he has superiority. But at the same time, he's also Vasudeva Sutam, which represents Saulabhyam or easy accessibility. Tamil sonna elimai. So easy accessibility. So these two words, Vasudeva Sutam representing Saulabhyam and Devam representing Paratvam, are used together to represent the fact that Bhagavan is both the supreme with infinite gunas, but also easy to reach. In order for us to surrender to him, he has to be Paratvam, the supreme and capable, or else why would we surrender to him? But at the same time, he has to be Saulabhyam, or else how can we approach him? How can he be reachable? And in Krishna Avataram, he showed the Paratvam and Saulabhyam aspects at the same time. For example, as a small baby, he made himself fully subservient to his mother Yashoda and allowed her to take care of him. He made himself like any other child. But at the same time, when with his baby legs, he kicked the cart that he was lying under and killed the Asuran, Shakatasuran, who had come in the form of a cart to kill Krishna at the behest of Kamsa. Another example, as a little boy, he played freely with his friends, the Gopas, the Saulabhyam aspect. And at the same time, he danced on top of Kaliyan, the head of Kaliyan, the deadly serpent, which showed his Paratvam or superiority. So in Krishna Avataram, in many places, the Paratvam and the Saulabhyam were shown at the same time. And here this picture also very nicely illustrates it. The Paratvam is the superiority. There is Mahavishnu with his 4 arms and Shankha, Chakra and Gada. At the same time, he has come as that little baby, showing how easy accessibility and his Saulabhyam aspect of that. So that's why it's very significant that how these two words, Vasudeva Sutam and Devam, are used together. Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, the one who killed Kamsa and Chanura. When Krishna came to Madura, Kamsa, who wanted Krishna killed, arranged a wrestling match where Krishna had to fight the Asuran, Chanura, and Balarama, Krishna's elder brother, had to fight Mushtika. Krishna killed Chanura and then killed Kamsa as was prophesied. So, Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, the one who killed Kamsa and Chanura. Devaki Paramanandam, the one who is the immense joy of Devaki, his mother. The one who gave bliss or Anandam to Devaki, his mother. Now, he gave the bliss of birth to Devaki and the bliss of growing up to Yashoda. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. I bow down to Krishna, the Guru of the whole universe. Why is Krishna described as Jagat Guru? Because Krishna Avataram is the only Avataram where Perumal gave extensive Upadesam or teachings. As Gita-charyan, he gave us the Bhagavad Gita in the form of teaching to Arjuna. He also preached the Uddhava Gita as teaching to Uddhava, his close friend. And the Uddhava Gita comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In other avatars of Mahavishnu, there was not much of Upadesham. Srirama demonstrated more by his actions than by the Upadesams. But in Krishna Avataram, he gave us a lot of teachings. And as Gita-acharyan, he came as Guru and gave us the Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Now, if you look at the way all these slokams, the format of the slokams are, there are a whole bunch of adjectives that describe Krishna's attributes and qualities. Right? For example, Vasudeva Sutam, Devam, Kamsachanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam in the first slokam. They all apply to the noun which is Krishnam. So, Vasudeva Sutam is Krishnam. Devam is Krishnam. Kamsachanuramardanam, Krishnam. Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam. That is one way of looking at it. The other way is also Vasudeva Sutam is Jagat Gurum. Devam is Jagat Gurum. Kamsachanuramardanam, Jagat Gurum. Devaki Paramanandam, Jagat Gurum. So every slokam, Krishnam, Jagat Gurum are the nouns and everything else is an adjective that is describing Krishnam and the Jagat Guru. Let's move on to the second slokam. Atasi puspa sankasham harunupura shobhitam ratna kankana keyuram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Atasi puspa sankasham. He who has the appearance of the atasi flower, which is also called the blue flax flower in English, right? So atasi pushpa is atasi flower. Sankasham means the appearance of. Now this atasi flower is very unique in that it has both blue and black in its color. I've shown a picture here at the top. So it's a mixture of blue and black, and Krishna's color is also said to be a mixture of this blue and black. So atasi pushpa sankasham, one who has the appearance of the atasi flower. Haranupura shobhitam, the one who is adorned with garland and anklets. Hara means garland. Nupura is any sort of an ornament for the leg. So it could either be an ornament for the toe or it could also mean for the anklet. So here it's meaning the anklet, right? Nupura's anklet, shobhitam, adorned. It's the one who is adorned with the garland and the anklets. Ratna kankana keyuram, one who is wearing a bracelet studded with gems and an armlet. Ratna kankana. Kankana is a bracelet. Ratna is gem. So the one bracelet that is with gems, Ratna kankana keyuram. Keyuram is an armlet. You can see in this picture here, Krishna is wearing an armlet on the arm. That's a keyuram. Ratna kankana keyuram. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Now let's talk about the word guru. What does the word guru means? Gu represents darkness, and Ru, the Rukara, represents one who removes the darkness. So what is this darkness? This darkness is ignorance. That is the ignorance that we have. Ignorance of who we are, who God is, what our relationship with God is, what is our purpose in life, what is our ultimate goal of this life. All that we are in ignorance of, and it's the Guru who comes and removes that ignorance and gives that divine knowledge. So that's what Guru means, and Krishna is the Guru of the whole universe. Slokam 3. Kutilaalaka samyuktam purnachandra nibhananam vilasat kundaladharam Krishnam Mande Jagadgurum. Kutilaalaka samyuktam, the one who has curly hair. Kutila means crooked or curly. Alaka is a lock of hair. So kutilaalaka is one who has curly hair. Samyuktam, he is associated. So Krishna has long, dark and curly hair, and which is very fragrant. Kutilaalaka samyuktam. Purna chandra nibhananam, one whose face is like the full moon. Purna Chandra is full moon. Nibha, similar. Ananam, face. So recently we had a full moon. You would have seen how wonderful and bright that moon was. Krishna's face is 1,000 times brighter than that full moon. So every time when you look, next time you look at the full moon, think of Purna Chandra Nibhananam, that face, Krishna's face, which shines like the full moon. Vilasat Kundala Dharam, one who is wearing glittering earrings. Vilasat, which means shining or glittering. Kundala is a earring. Dharam, wearing. So Krishna is Vilasat Kundala Dharam, one who's wearing glittering earrings. Like I said, for this Rup Dhyan meditation, as you move from word to word, if you memorize the words and you understand the meaning, you can just imagine and visualize every word, and that becomes your meditation. You don't even need to understand meaning of every word. Just when you hear the word Kundala, you know it's earring. So all you do is imagine Krishna with the glittering earrings. Keyuram, armlet. So this is how you use the stotram for visualization and meditation. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Okay, so now let's look at what the word Krishna means. There are multiple meanings for the word. One is one who has a dark complexion. The second meaning is akarshayati iti Krishnaha. That is, one who has an irresistible charm that draws all the souls to him, like a magnet that draws iron filings to itself. So Krishna's beauty and his charm is so great, it said that even great jnana yogis who are in their meditation is broken and they are captured and enraptured by the wonderful form of Sri Krishna. The third meaning is one who gives bliss to the earth. That is, Krish means bhumi or the earth. Naha means one who gives bliss. So how does he give happiness to the earth? In two ways. One, to those who live on this bhumi, that is us, he gave us the Bhagavad Gita, which resolves all the questions and doubts on who we are, what is our purpose in life, and how to live and behave in this world. By removing those doubts, he gave us happiness. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, representing us, kept asking questions and doubts, and Kannan as Jagadguru clarified those doubts. When doubts are dispelled, there is a happiness that comes. The second way that he gave happiness to the earth is by removing the evil Kauravas, he reduced the burden on Bhuma Devi and gave her happiness. By killing Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, he gave happiness to Bhumi. Fourth slokam. Mandara gandha samyuktam charuhasam chaturbhujam barhi pinchava chudangam Krishnam vande jagadgurum. Mandara gandha samyuktam, the one who has the fragrance of the mandara flower. Mandara is a flower of the Indian coral tree. Gandha, it is very fragrant. Samyuktam, Krishna is associated with that fragrant. So his whole body has the fragrance of the mandara flower. Mandara gandha samyuktam. Charuhasam, the one who has a beautiful smile. Charu, beautiful, and hasam, smile. It is that beautiful smile which captivates the whole world, as you can see in the picture here. Charuhasam, one who has a beautiful smile. Chatur bhujam, one who has four arms. Chatur is four, bhujam are arms, holding the shanka, chakra, gada, and the lotus. He is Chatur bhujam. Now, originally when he was born with the four hands. And then Vasudeva, his father, asked him to please hide that form or else Kamsa will know that he is the prophecy that has come true and he'll kill him. So then Krishna hid his forearms and became like an ordinary baby. Barhi pinchava chudangam, the one who wears the peacock feather on his head as an ornament. Barhi pinchava is a peacock feather. Chudangam, chuda on the top of his head. Now, how did Krishna acquire the peacock feather? There's a story that says that once Lord Krishna decided to play the flute in the forest. So melodious was his music that the peacocks were enamored and began to dance with him. All beings of the forest were completely spellbound. The peacocks danced till they grew tired, but Lord Krishna went on dancing for days. Finally, when he stopped dancing, the spell was broken. But the peacocks were so full of happiness and gratitude that the king of the peacocks went up to Lord Krishna and as gratitude offered his feathers to the Lord. He dropped some feathers on the ground and Lord Krishna accepted his humble offering. Since then, Lord Krishna always wears a peacock feather in his hair. Now, there's another deeper meaning as to what this peacock feather symbolizes. Andavan Swamigal in one of his Upanyasam says, Krishna adorns a peacock feather, which can perhaps be said to be unique only to Krishna. It is not that the Lord is not capable of wearing anything more grand as a crown. The simple peacock feather hints at the tattvas, the truths hidden in the Upanishads. The feather is comprised of so many different colors, which makes it visually attractive. This aspect of the feather signifies Maya, which succeeds in pulling the Jivatmas down to the level of Prakriti from the realm of pure bliss. So we are all supposed to be individual souls, Jivatma or Satchit Anand, but we are stuck and bound in Maya, which is energy of the Lord, and which is made up of the five elements of Prakriti, right? So Krishna, this feather represents Maya, and by having it on top of his head, it is indicating that he is the master of Maya. Like that Maya is nothing but an ornament to him. It's an energy of him. He's in full command of it and controls it. That is the significance. And in the Gita, he is said, Mama Maya Duratyaya. That says, this Maya of mine is very difficult for the individual souls to cross. But by surrendering to him and with his grace, he will help us to cross this ocean of Maya. For that, we have to make the effort of doing bhakti to him. With that effort, when his grace comes, he himself helps us to cross to the other side, to cross Maya. Swami Mukundananda has given a very nice example of this. He says the story of, say you have a friend and that friend has a big German Shepherd dog in the house. You try to go to his house, try to go through the front gate. The dog is barking there, not allowing you in and letting you in. Then you go around to the back of the house, try to go to the back gate. The dog comes there again and barks at you and doesn't allow you in. But then the master comes out of the house and says to the dog, sit, right? Gives an order to sit, behave. And the dog sits calmly. And then you can walk into the house. Same way, that master is Krishna, and Maya is under his control. The day that you make the efforts to do bhakti to him and his grace descends, he himself will remove that Maya and help you to cross it. Just like that owner made that dog sit and be calm, and then you could come into the house, Krishna will do that and will, because Maya is under his control, and that is symbolized by that feather that he wears on the crown. So every time you remember or you see this feather, think about this, that the Lord is his Maya, that is his Maya energy, which is under his control. Okay, so that Krishnam Mande Jagat Gurum. So that covers the meaning of the first 4 slokams. So thank you very much for listening.
vasudeva sutam devam kamsachanooramardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum atasi puspa sankasham haranupurashobhitam ratnakankanakeyuram krishnam vande jagadgurum kutilaalaka samyuktam purnachandranibhananam vilasatkundaladharam krishnam vande jagadgurum mandara gandha samyuktam charuhasam chaturbhujam barhi pinchava chudangam krishnam vande jagadgurum.